Hello and welcome to the fourth TCB for EAP YouTube show. I'm your host Jessi Mallory, and today we have some fun in store for you. I just got done doing a show for some nice folks in Old Town, Maine, and as always, it was a great time, and it's always a great day when you can sing and make people happy. So I'm in a great mood today, and I've got a great show for you. On today's show, we have a chat with Marion Justice Cock, Elvis's nurse, Elvis News, the ETA Spotlight, fan mail, and a really special picture with a really special story to go with it. We also have a new addition to Pringles Projects and a little bit more, so stick around. This week I'd like to tell you a little bit about a chat I had with Elvis's former nurse, Marion Justice Cock. I'd like to start out by saying that Marion is a really kind lady and was very gracious to chat with me about some of her thoughts and feelings about Elvis. She did tell me up front that she doesn't answer questions about Elvis's physical condition, when she knew him, or his personal life. And I have to say I respected that so much. A lot of people, I'm sure, would try to pry into those topics with her, but those topics didn't even cross my mind. Maybe I'm a true Elvis fan in that sense, and she's a true Elvis fan for not wanting to talk about that stuff. Her answers to my questions were short and sweet, but I'm so glad she took the time to answer them. I asked Marion, did Elvis ever give her any advice? And she said, no, he didn't. I asked her if Elvis ever gave her any gifts, or if she gave Elvis any gifts. She said yes, they exchanged gifts, definitely. Elvis had given her a necklace and a car for taking such good care of him. That's just the way he showed his appreciation. I was curious to know, when was the last time that she saw Elvis? She said the last time she saw Elvis was the day that he died. She had mentioned to me that she had not been an Elvis fan before meeting him. But of course, all that changed instantly after getting to know him. What did she like most about him? Marion says, everything. The last question I asked her, and her answer gets to me every time. I asked her, if you could say anything to Elvis right now, what would it be? And her response was, I would tell him that every moment spent with him was so very special. Marion would like me to mention that she does the Elvis Presley Memorial Dinner charity event at the Peabody Hotel every year. The attire is formal and it's for a great cause. Marion is still doing Elvis's work, which I think is great. And I'm certain he would be so proud of her. Marion said she'll be at the vigil this year, but she's a serious VIP because she gets to sit on a bench on Graceland grounds and watch the candlelighters walk up. I hope to meet you, Marion. I'll be there with my candle, and have a happy, happy Elvis week. I'm always on the lookout for a great Elvis picture and a great Elvis story, and when they go together, it's just incredible. So I wanted to share this with you. They say that a picture is worth 1,000 words. I think in this case, that's definitely true. Here we have Elvis posing with some fans backstage in 1971. The little girl right next to Elvis is Lise Thibodeau. The show was in Boston, and her sister brought her close to the stage to try to find a place where she could see the show. Security told them that wouldn't be okay, they couldn't stay there, and Lise was unable to sit in her seat in the 27th row because of her condition. It was then that Colonel Parker saw what was going on, and he asked for them to head backstage so the matter could be resolved. It was a total shock for them when Parker opened the backstage door, revealing Elvis standing there. Overcome with emotion, Lise started to cry, and she couldn't stop crying until the meeting was over. And Elvis, being the caring person that he was, gave her a red scarf to try to calm her and to comfort her. She could barely speak English, and Elvis realized it would be pretty hard to communicate with her. So Elvis did what he did best. He began to sing a song in a soft, low tone. He'd hoped that might help calm her down a little. After their backstage meeting was concluded, Lise and her sister were escorted to the front of the stage, and that's where they remained for the rest of the show. Lise had several health issues and passed away in the early 1980s, but what a memory and what an experience for her to have. This is just one touching story out of, I'm sure, thousands of touching stories with and about Elvis. There are really so many undocumented stories of his kind, giving nature, and I'm glad I could share the story with you. This week's fan mail comes from Marie Martin, who lives in Newcastle, South Wales. Marie says, Dear Jessi, I've been an Elvis fan since my teens, and I turned 65 on May 8th. So I've been a fan for a long time. When I was young, I actually thought I would marry Elvis one day. In the last 5 years, I've become very involved with Elvis fans, and I've met some really great people, including Joe Gershio, Elvis's music conductor, which was amazing. I'm going to Graceland in August, so Elvis and his music mean everything to me. Thank you, Marie. That was short, sweet, and wonderful. And if you, the viewer, have any Elvis story that you'd like to share, please send it to Jessi Mallory Elvis at outlook.com.
Well, it's a project like you've never seen before. It's Pringles Projects.
Today on Pringles Projects, Mark is sharing his replica 1945 alligator cowhide guitar case from Elvis's first guitar. Mark says he took several photos of it over the years in different angles as it was moved in the glass case upstairs at Sun Studio in Memphis. He did this so that eventually he could put together the whole look. He said that being able to see the real case in person was a definite plus. He also told me that he purchased a replica alligator case that looked the same as Elvis's. Then, he covered the whole interior with white felt and again put his trusty permanent brown markers to work to create the cowhide pattern. I asked Mark how many markers he went through. He said 3 bit the dust on this project. Mark said that this is one of his projects that most of the audience never gets to see unless they go backstage, but he likes to create an overall feel for his 50s tribute. To be surrounded by the things that Elvis had with him. So he even put in an old comic book or magazine inside the case that he could read on the road. That's some serious detail. In this picture, he has a 1950 Whiz comic that featured Captain Marvel, a copy of Memphis Recording Service receipt, and a copy of one of Elvis's Crown Electric pay stubs. Mark, you've given the fans a real treat with this one, and we're all glad we get to see it. We appreciate all the hard work and effort you put into your recreations, and we'll see you next time on Pringles Projects. This week's Elvis Tribute Artist Spotlight belongs to Cheryl Sharkey from Australia. Cheryl has been enjoying some well-deserved acknowledgement lately. I've listened to Cheryl's Facebook videos and have been impressed with her singing ability and range. As a female tribute artist myself, I know how hard it can be to prove your worth in a worldwide boys club. But if you're good at what you do, you will stand out and gender will not make a difference. People will love and respect what you do because you love and respect Elvis. I sent Cheryl some questions, and here's a bit of what she shared. Cheryl has been an Elvis fan for about 50 years. She was hooked when she received her first Elvis record. It was From Memphis to Vegas, 1969, for her 14th birthday. She learned the songs back to front, inside out. She still has that album today. I asked Cheryl which era of Elvis music she prefers to sing. She said, "I love singing his ballads from the late 60s through the 70s, plus the 70s concert versions of his songs. I love belting out those big notes. Because I started as an ETA later than most, I lean more towards his late 70s stuff because I don't have to move around too much." I asked Cheryl to tell me something funny that's happened during a show. She said, "One thing that happened was when I was in an Elvis singing competition, and not one but two of my tracks cut out halfway through while I was performing. And I didn't miss a beat. I just went on singing without the track both times, and I won the competition." I always ask each ETA what they don't like about the ETA world. Cheryl says, "I dislike the backbiting, the territorialism we have here in Australia. I'm also dismayed with the picture fans have of Elvis and his performances as hip-shaking, rock and roll, or karate-kicking concerts. His songs were so much more, and he didn't really move or dance as such through every one of them. The fans seem to forget the ballads, the gospel, and the sheer power of songs like How Great Thou Art or It's Midnight." Cheryl has won numerous awards with her tribute. I also asked her, if you could sing one Elvis song for the rest of your life, what would it be and why? She said, "I would be singing If I Can Dream. It speaks to me of eternal hope that things will get better no matter what the circumstances." You can find Cheryl Sharkey on Facebook, and you can catch her act this May at the Texas UETA competition. That's all we have for this week's show, but no fear, we'll be back next week with some great stories to share. As always, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and feel free to share on your social media. You, the Elvis fans, make this show possible. Thank you so much, and have a great day. We'll see you on the next installment of TCB for EAP.